Today our lesson is about responding to friends in grief. I'm certain that you have a friend whose life has been shattered by some tragic event. Maybe someone in their family died. Maybe their parents divorced. Perhaps someone had a medical diagnosis that changed everything. Cancer, brain tumor, or some other disease. Or maybe they experienced some other tragedy. You probably felt helpless to comfort them. What do we say? What do we do? How can we help? Unfortunately, we usually end up saying something really dumb and hurtful. Let me share the 3 words to help you respond to people in times of grief. These words have been used to help thousands of people in all sorts of situations: school shootings, natural disasters in various countries and cultures around the world. They are easy to remember and they work. The 3 words: hug, hush, and hang out. Hug. Something as simple as a hand on the shoulder, taking someone by the arm, or when appropriate, a hug. Physical touch can bring tremendous comfort. Just think of a time when you were a kid and you were hurt and you crawled up into your mom or dad's arms and they just held you. The physical pain was still there, but you just felt better because your mom or dad had you. Hush. You don't need to say anything. Sometimes we think we're supposed to say something, so we say the first thing that pops into our heads, or quote a scripture that we think will bring comfort, or some saying that we heard somewhere. But it rarely helps and often does the opposite. Later on, there will be a time for reflection and conversation, but when people are hurting, you just need to hush up. The best thing that we say is nothing at all. When Job was in distress, his friends sat with him for 7 days and said nothing. Unfortunately, they couldn't keep quiet, and they tried to tell Job why this tragedy had fallen on him, and their words weren't very welcome. They should have stayed quiet. The thing is, there are no simple answers to the why question. And you are not God, so don't try to speak on his behalf. Hang out. There are simple things that you can do for your friend, practical things that will be a real help and comfort to them. Provide a meal, mow a lawn, clean a house or a room in the house, get a homework assignment, give them a ride somewhere. That's all you need to do. The 3 H responses: hug, hush, and hang out. Let me tell you what you shouldn't say. I've known well-meaning people say things that were incredibly hurtful. After a child died, the parents were told, "You can always have more children. God just needed another angel. God knew that your child would suffer in the future." That's like saying, "You shouldn't care that you just lost a child." Other dumb things or people or Christians say are, "I know how you feel. All things work together for good. God only gives you what you can handle. There must be some sin in your life. This is God's judgment." Again, people think that this will be comforting, but it is not. It's best to hug, hush, and hang out. Some final thoughts. People respond to tragedy differently. Any reaction is a normal reaction by a normal person to an abnormal situation. It may not be the way you would react, but it is normal to them. Don't judge their reaction. People have different physical responses to tragedy too. Tragedy is a shock to our bodies, our minds, and our emotions. Don't judge or be surprised by this. You should also expect conflicting emotions. They may be in tears one moment, anger the next, and then be laughing. It's normal. Finally, do not be afraid to contact someone for any assistance.